Welcome to the Miracles and Wellness Podcast. My name is Clarissa Booker, and I'm your life and wellness coach, and also a beauty expert. I am so happy and grateful that you are here. We'll be discussing all things health and wellness, feeling empowered, and loving yourself more while connecting your mind, body, and spirit. Always know that you can manifest whatever you desire for your greater well-being in your life, because I believe that miracles are for everyone. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. So today we're going to talk about motivation. Okay. I mean, sometimes you feel so motivated and you just feel like a go-getter. And then some days you're like, man, I just don't feel like doing this today. We all have those days because we're all just human, right? Sometimes you're like, do I have to just go work out? Can I just get some takeout food? Why do I have to do these things? Right? So we're just going to go over a couple of ways just to help us stay motivated every day, right? So one of the best ways to help you stay motivated is to know your why. I know you've heard people talk about what's your reason why, goal setting, and all these things. And it's true. You got to know your why, okay? Just sitting down and just writing down what it is that's important to you and why you're trying to reach this goal that you want to reach. Like, for example, you find out that you have high blood pressure and you want to lower your blood pressure. And so you want to start changing your lifestyle. So you're like, I'm going to start eating healthier and working out. Okay. So you would making a plan to exercise more and to just try to eat more nutrient dense food. All right. And then you have that reason why. But then you also want to go even deeper than that. Like, I want to live longer and lose this weight and be healthy so that I could be there for my family, so that I could be there for my children or my spouse, because they love me dearly and I love them. And they would just be destroyed if I wasn't here anymore. So I'm doing this for myself and my family. So this is important to me. And the reason could be different for everybody, but a lot of times our loved ones are just a great reason for us to get our butt in gear, pretty much, you know? And if you feel like you're struggling, why? Just pray about it. Ask God about it, to be like, God, please reveal to me this reason. And it will come to you. Just be open to receive the message, whichever what it is. And when you're doing this, so don't only focus on the end goal, okay? So sometimes that can be a little overwhelming. So if you're like, I'm going to lose 20 pounds, but you're just thinking about that so far in the future, because it seems like it's far, just try to think about the little process goals, you know, like the process of getting there. Okay, so just writing down, how am I going to achieve this goal, right? So this is what I have to do here and then here. So you could do like a triangle, but you have the top, for example, the 20 pounds at the top, and you just have the bigger spectrum, and it just keeps getting smaller and smaller. And not forgetting to congratulate yourself for each win that you have, right? Because there are going to be some days when you're going to feel discouraged, right? So like, for instance, if you get on the scale, you know how I feel about scales, you might feel discouraged, you know, because it's not really going to be accurate. So allow yourself the small wins and always congratulate yourself. Show yourself the love that you need, that you crave, all right? Because we all need that. So, and with those small wins, you want to have realistic expectations, okay? So it's okay to lose 1 or 2 pounds a week, all right? Sometimes you lose a lot of weight the first week, and it could be water weight. But then after that, it could go up and down. It could stay the same. Your metabolism is trying to readjust itself. All these things are taking place in your body, especially depending on how you've been eating or how you've been moving your body. Now that your body's like, oh, what is this? You know, and so it might start holding on to things. Okay. So having those realistic expectations and not comparing yourself to somebody else. If you go on Instagram, for example, and you get triggered by somebody, it is okay to unfollow them. I mean, if they inspire you, that's one thing. Awesome. Keep that up. But if you feel like you follow certain accounts and you feel triggered, it's okay. Give yourself permission to unfollow them and don't feel bad about it, okay? Because if you're going through something, you want to find out what your triggers are. Because then if you get triggered, let's say when you've been eating more healthy, eating a more nutrient-dense meal, you might feel like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this anymore. It's not going well. I'm just going to go out and eat whatever I want. And then you're going to set yourself back, all that positive stuff you've been doing for yourself, okay? So just being aware of that, just being mindful of what you're putting in your mind, looking at workouts and things like that, and healthy meals are good, just to give you that motivation. Just be aware of what is triggering you. And also you can write that down, if such and such is triggering me, let me find out what that is and journal about it, okay? Get it all out. Get it on paper. I really believe in journaling. Journaling is amazing, okay? So let me get back. So there's realistic expectations, okay? So losing 5 to 10% of your body weight can still, help your blood pressure, improve your blood sugar control, reduce your risk of heart disease, all these things. So go easy on yourself. Show yourself compassion. Sometimes it'd be like, a little compassion mixed with a little bit of tough love. So sometimes you gotta be like, let me get my butt in gear. But then, in times you need to show yourself that compassion. So a little bit of both is great, okay? And then, as I said, focusing on those process goals. Now, a good acronym you can use is SMART goals, SMART. So specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-based. Okay, so you can write that down, all right? So an example could be, I'm going to walk briskly for 30 minutes, 5 days a week. So you have exactly what you're going to be doing. You're specifically walking 30 minutes, 5 days a week. It's measurable because you could chart, and you can journal about it and log it if the days you walked, if I did walk 5 or if I did 3. And it's achievable because that's something that you can do. It's big enough that you can do it, but it's not overwhelming for you. So you want to be able to be achievable, that you can do it. So if you're not used to exercising, you're not going to put down, I'm going to run for 30 minutes a day, or I'm going to go run this marathon, because you're going to feel overwhelmed and you might feel defeated and it might send you back. So just something that's a little bit realistic to you, and put a time base, something that's measurable. And also another one example you could use is, I will eat 4 servings of vegetables every day this week. Then if that seems too overwhelming for you, you could do 3, but still put something up there that will push you, to be like, yeah, I could do this. I could do my 4 servings of vegetables. Okay. Just something so that you can write that down, and write that down so that you have it. Okay. And also another thing is picking a plan that fits your life. There are so many different ways to lose weight. If this is what you're doing, could you be like, yes, I need to get my blood pressure and my blood sugar in order, and I'm going to lose weight. What do I do? You could go on a gazillion websites, just all the things. You can go on social media, and there's a lot of different diets and things like that. But the best thing to do is to find something that fits your lifestyle that you can continue, because you want to try to avoid something that's overly restrictive, because if it's overly restrictive, you're not going to do it. Keep it up. So you might lose that 20 pounds rather quickly because it was very restrictive. But then what's going to happen when you try to come off of that diet? Okay. It's going to be hard for you to transition, because sometimes the restrictive diets, they don't even teach you how to go back into regular life. So you want to try to at least start with something that you can make your lifestyle. It's better to lose it slowly than rapidly. If you do find something that is working for you, and you just so happen to be losing the weight fast because you're working out and you're doing the stress relieving and you're sleeping, you're getting your hydration and you're eating well, the weight will come off, and it's different for everybody. Everybody's body is going to be different, so don't compare yourself to Kim, to Jessica, because even if you all ate the same way and you all did the same workouts, it's going to affect everybody different metabolically, right? Because we're all different and we're all unique. So you and your best friend or you and your sister, you guys have to tailor the plan to you. That's why it's also good to work with somebody, So if you can get a coach or a holistic nutritionist and they can help you and help guide you and you can do it together. Because it's, sometimes it's hard just listening to something or just reading something online and not knowing what to do because everybody's case is different. Not saying that something doesn't work. You just have to figure out what's the best fit for you. And I believe making it not super restrictive and not cutting out all those calories is the best way to go because you want to still be able to live, for one, have your energy you need to maintain, and you want your body to be healthy. Now, if you're eating healthy and you're working out and you're sleeping and you're doing all the things, a lot of your health concerns winds up just taking care of itself. I mean, you might be like, I'm here to lose this 20 pounds. And then you just find out that your health just improves naturally. I mean, it's amazing. Okay. And a lot of times if you have one condition, you have another. That high blood pressure might be accompanied by your blood sugar. There's also some anxiety involved. And it's just a trickle effect. One thing leads to another. So if you're pre-diabetic, you might have some other conditions going on. Okay. So just taking that into consideration. Okay. So just something that you're able to continue on with. Don't think about a fad diet or this quick fix. Okay, honey? You are worth more than just let me lose this for this dress. We want to look good in our clothes. I want to look good in my clothes as well. But it's more than about that. You want to do this in a healthy manner. Okay. You want to do it healthy so that it lasts and you're not harming your body, feeding it the nutrients that it needs, then everything else will automatically take care of itself, And so what you can do also is write everything down in a journal, not tracking your calories in the journal, but writing down what you're eating and writing down your emotions. Like, also, meditation is just incredible for so many things. And you also can use it to manifest. And this could also go and help you out with your weight as well. Setting aside some time to meditate and visualizing the person that you see yourself are and being healthy. Just seeing this person, doing a visualization meditation. And also, when you're in a meditation, or you're doing breath work, this helps with your stress levels. Because a lot of times, also when you are stressed out, this is keeping weight on your body, right? So we want to try to avoid being stressed. Stress in your emotions affects us in so many ways. And a lot of times it could be a culprit to why we might overeat. Sometimes we use food as a coping mechanism, right? So you want to try to relieve that. And then it just makes you feel pretty amazing when you're meditating. Okay. So getting a journal and writing down what you ate. Just seeing, just so you could be mindful of what you're putting in your body. You could take a day, you could take like a week or something and just writing down every single thing, even if you're eating and even if you're cooking, and you take a bite of food, write that down. Okay. You can write that down too, whatever it is. And then also you could track your water, just whatever nourishment you're putting in your body so you can see where you're lacking and when you're excelling at, and just whatever little adjustments you can make, This isn't about being perfect. Just giving yourself an idea about what you're putting into your body, okay? And you can also write how you feel. I think I mentioned that earlier. Writing down how you feel, like what your triggers are. If you're having a good day, a bad day, even if it's something simple, like somebody made you mad while you were driving, just journal about it. Just get it all out. Get it all out on paper. And that will just help you from keeping those emotions inside and just lurking around, And I also have some wellness journals if you don't have any journals, and they are made just for self-care. They have areas for nourishment, water, sleep, meditation, gratitude, goals for the day, just all the things, right? That just helps us be centered and just help us take care of ourselves with self-care. Because sometimes we neglect ourselves, especially women. We put everybody else before us and we just put ourselves last. And we have to try not to do that. I mean, you hear the saying, you cannot pour from an empty cup. And it's so true. But we have to try not to run ourselves ragged, taking care of everybody else. We can do more for our loved ones when we take care of ourselves first. And we have to do that. And then you feel amazing and you're happier, you know? I mean, because if you're like tired from running all over the place, you know, and you're just feeling kind of icky, you had a long day, it affects everything. So we want to try to take care of ourselves, you know, and if our hormones are messed up, our blood sugar, our blood pressure, all these things, it takes a toll on us. Okay. So you can go to clarissabooker.com/journal. And you can look at the journals there. There's 3 different kinds, and I just love them, you know, and I hope they can help. And there's also the link down below in the show notes. All right. Like, for example, I ask my clients to journal, you know, and it helps them so much. So then they start realizing like what they're eating and if they're not eating enough protein or enough fiber. And then we're able to just make like some little adjustments. I'm like, you know, so maybe you can add some more vegetables into your diet this week. You know, can you just buy some of that, some organic greens? And it just makes you more aware of what's going on, you know, and then you're able to start incorporating stuff or taking something out as needed. I like to say, add in, try to focus on what you're adding in instead of taking out. And that makes it a little bit more easier. You know, we want to do things the most positive way we can. Okay. And that just makes the situation move a little bit more smoothly, you know, and I really feel like that. And then I feel like a lot of times whenever I tell them to do this, they start noticing the changes and they start keeping track of what they're eating. And then it just turns into a habit. Next thing you know, they are like, what did you eat? And they just tell me all this food and it's super nutritious. This is what we want. We want to make it a lifestyle. So we're not on a diet. I mean, I prefer to say lifestyle instead of diet. It's just people are used to saying your diet, you know, but I feel like we should try our best not to think about it in that way. Okay, guys? And also, I always talk about celebrating your wins. So if you're doing this tracking for a week and then on day 3, you're like, hold up, I ate a lot of processed food and all this processed sugar that I got in my body. You know, day 4, you're like, you know what? I'm going to swap this out for some blueberries. And also, just because the food is healthy does not mean it's healthy for everyone. So I might say, eat some kale because kale is generally a healthy food. It might not work for you. So always pay attention to your body, okay? It doesn't matter who is talking to you. If somebody tells you to eat something and it doesn't work for you, then it doesn't work for you. Everybody has a healthy food that doesn't work with their body, and that's perfectly okay because there's so many foods in the world. Food everywhere, okay? So we can just pick something else. All right. So I just threw that in there. Came to mind. But, you know, so on day 4, so if you might know, so you're like, I'm going to change it up a little bit. And you just naturally start because you're noticing, because you're writing it down, you just kind of naturally swap it out. And then like, yeah. And then you'll notice how you feel. And so you'll pay attention to everything. So give that a try. And also support. Okay. Support is the best thing. I'm like, if you're not getting support from your circle, you need to change your circle up real quick. Okay. You can do that. And it is perfectly fine. That doesn't mean you don't love the person, but you have to know what you need for yourself. That's all about boundaries. All right. That is a topic that is so important. Because I think we all somehow, some way have had to struggle with that one way or another, you know? And so just being aware of who's around you, you know, just making sure you have a good support system, sharing with people who will support you. If there's somebody who you were who's just has to be in your life, maybe you don't have to tell them everything. You don't have to share every single thing, okay? People that are positive and that are supportive. Make sure you have them in your circle because that is so important. You go so much farther together, all right? So finding a good support system. And also if you need accountability and support, get a coach. all for that. So, okay, so that about covers that from today. All right, so I hope that helped you guys some ways to be motivated. So we talked about having a reason why, which is super important. Writing your goals down and making sure you celebrate the wins along the way. That's very important. That helps keep you motivated. You don't have to wait till you get all the way at the end. Allow yourself to be happy and appreciate your wins and appreciate your hard work. So allow yourself to do that, all right? And having a plan that's sustainable, not just any plan. If you see something on the internet, it's like lose 10 pounds in 1 week or 3 days, now you want to find something more attainable, okay? Just a food for thought. Journaling. Journaling is super important. I mean, it helps so much for so many different things. A wonderful habit to pick up. And then also support. Okay, guys, finding an amazing support system. All right. And if you need extra support outside of your immediate family and friends, feel free to reach out to me. You may go to clarissabooker.com/program and shoot me a message. And I would love to talk to you. We could hop on a phone call. And also, you can also go to my Instagram page at Clarissa D. Booker on Instagram. All right. Until next time. Bye, guys.
If you like my mommy show, leave a review. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much for coming by. And if you enjoyed the show, I would love for you to head over to iTunes, subscribe, share, and leave a written review at Miracles in Wellness. I would love to know your thoughts and what you would like for me to talk about next. Also, let's connect on Instagram at Clarissa D. Booker. Until next time, love and light.